Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever everyone is. I'd like to introduce everyone to our SGA Student Government Association President, Drew Boutillier. I said that in French. And he is going to talk to us a little about his experiences with study abroad, and he will explain the value of study abroad to his education. Now I'm going to turn off my video so that we have the focus on Drew.
All right, so thank you for that introduction. As she said, my name is Drew Boutillier. I went to Finland for 2 weeks in October of 2019. I was an education major at the time, and we sort of went there to study the healthcare systems and the education system in Finland and how we can compare it to America and everything of that nature. And I think that even though it was only for 2 weeks, I think it was a very life-changing experience because you become more culturally competent on how other countries function and what their values and morals are. So, like, we are raised in like a society where we have certain values and everything imprinted on us. But then when you go to a whole new place, those really don't hold the same value as where you originally come from. And I think that it was also really cool that it's I met a whole bunch of different people that were like invested in learning about different cultures. So like people that lived in Finland really wanted to know about like customs and values in the US and how it was different. And I think that it can really like enhance your knowledge on what happens around the world other than like your confined space. Because I have never been out of the country before. And I think that I know a lot more just about education, like how grades, like they don't really have like high schools and colleges. It's all like one group together differently, and it was just very interesting to see. And I think that it gave me a different outlook on looking around certain things because I thought that some things that they had implemented there should like maybe be implemented here, like their healthcare. I actually got a little sick in Finland, and getting medicine and seeing a doctor was very easy. Didn't have to pay anything. Like my prescription was like €8, which is not a lot of money. And the pharmacy was very effective. They had like doctors and nurses set up. You just take a ticket and then you go see them. So I think that it's really given me a better outlook on like what America maybe should look like, but it really doesn't. And it made me appreciate different cultures and how they run and what they do on a daily basis. And I think that everyone else had the same view. Some of us were education, some of us were public health, and we kind of joined together. We studied, and some of us went to schools, universities, just to see how their classes ran and like what the students did on a daily basis, if they had certain breaks and everything. And it was just crazy to see like the variation of how they run. Like universities, you don't have to pay any money. They don't really have like on campus living. And then they have different high schools that are like specialized in certain things. So we went to like a sports high school, and they like train them to be athletes professionally after they get out of that school, essentially. So I think overall it was just a life-changing experience and something that I will never forget because it's something you don't get to do on a daily basis, especially now with COVID-19 and all the restrictions on travel. I really appreciate like seeing the world in a different light and through a different lens.
That was wonderful. And I also noticed Finnegan behind you. So that's a
Yeah.
wonderful background right there of USCB. Now, I do have one last follow-up question. I
Yeah.
think during your year, we were able to make some funds available. Now,
Yeah.
describe how you were able to access some grant or scholarship funds for study abroad.
Yeah. So essentially, they did sort of like a study abroad grant scholarship, and they had you sort of write an essay or a paper on why you think that it was important and how it valued you to your education. And I think that that was a really good opportunity because it really helps you reflect on what experiences you've gone through in a different country, and it really helps you appreciate like how you're going to take all the knowledge you have learned and apply it to USCB and your education here and just interacting with people on a daily basis in the US.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we know that our students are really busy, and we really appreciate your contributing to our video collection on study abroad. Thank you so very much, Drew. I hope you have a wonderful week.
Thank you, you too.